Hey, so what's up, thrift store preppers? Here's another video today, just a little short, sweet one to give you an update on the prepper pantry and some updates that I've made to it. So, if you caught the live stream we recently did, then you could see that we were kind of overflowing and we had too much space. So, I made a little video where I took some of my items out of the pantry here that I don't use on a daily basis and stuff that's intended for long-term purpose, and I used these storage containers in a Mylar bag to contain in here I've got my oatmeal, some rice, kind of the dried products. It's going to require a little bit of water in some kind of cooking. And then in this one I got some things like vinegar, some peanut butter, a couple of canned items that I couldn't fit in the pantry, and a couple of other condiments like some dried mashed potatoes and freeze-dried potatoes, things like that. So nothing too exciting, but what it's done is it's freed up some space in this pantry. And again, this is kind of the stuff that I'm intended for long-term purposes, and maybe the end of getting towards the end of my supplies. This would be when I'd break this stuff out. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, and maybe we might just be able to use the oatmeal to make cookies and replace it at some point. So we don't really want the shit to be hitting the fan. So most of the stuff that I'm keeping in this part of the pantry is things that is just ready to eat. So at the bottom I've got my canned items, which we got some beans, some chili, lunch and meat, stuff like that. I've also got some more canned items here, some canned ham and corned beef. So I've got plenty of canned items, maybe 50 cans in total, which is going to keep me going for a while. Then I've got my ramen supply, and what I did is I replaced my dried goods like my oatmeal and rice and dried beans, and I've replaced that with stuff like my beef jerky, some of the Indian trail mixes and kind of stuff like that, the chicharrones and my dried foods. Then up here we go, there's some more cans. I got Aunt Jemima's in the back, instant pancake mix. And in the top there, I've got my trail mix. I've got my dried fruits like my coconut, my raisins, and my mangoes. And then on the top here, I've got some crackers. I got my sauces, some jelly, some protein bars, a coconut water, and a soya beverage. And I keep these couple of things just to have on hand to make stuff like my oatmeal. And in an emergency, they would be things that have a good shelf life as long as they're not opened, and are a source of vitamins and nutrients. Again, I got a couple of Gatorade bottles filled up with water, and what I might actually do is I have another 2 green tubs and another white tub, so I might fill up the green tubs with water to use as my water supply. And then you see on the side here I've got my little Dollarama water filters that I picked up here, and there's another one there. So that's my kind of condensed unit. And again, you can see it's very small. It's very compact. If you have a little look around my basement, there's my door and entrance, and this really is about it. I have this here and a little bathroom there, so there's not much space. So you can see here that, couple of $100, I think, maybe, $250 total I spent on this. I don't know how to work it out exactly, but you can see that with limited space and limited resources, I put together myself quite a substantial amount of food that hasn't taken up much space. And if I needed to mobilize myself, it's not going to take much to put these in the back of a van or a car and bounce. So not really much more I can say about this. It is just a little update just to see how far we've come since we started this project. And if you can remember, and you've been on board since then, that we come home and we just had a few ramen noodles and a couple of cans. And as I said, I'm thinking now with this, there's a good 3-4 months worth of food that you could ration out and live off of for quite a while. So that being said, we're going to call it a day, sign out, and catch you next time. So as always, it's been a shit video production for the Thrift Store Prepper. Thanks for watching. See you again.